Hello and welcome coders to the Sky Coding. This is chapter 13 and in this session we will see about aggregate functions. I have written few most important aggregate functions. We are going to practice all these things. And talking about the previous session, so we have basically covered indexing and we have seen the differences between clustered and non-clustered index, and we have seen about the conditional operators. So the links of the previous sessions will be given in the description box. You can watch those sessions from there. So let's get started without wasting any time and let's do the practical of aggregate functions. Basically, aggregate functions are used to perform the calculations and return the result in a single value. Like suppose that you want to perform any of the operation and you want to calculate the average. Suppose that you want to calculate the average, sum, minimum, maximum, then it will just return you the single value or the double value. Okay, so basically aggregate functions are used in the database for performing any type of calculations, any type of mathematical calculations. Suppose that you are working on any of the table or any of the salary column, then suppose that you want to calculate the average of the salary, then you can use the average. And suppose that you want to calculate the sum, then you can use the sum function for just calculating the sum of the salary. So for the mathematical calculations we are using the aggregate functions. Okay, so as name suggests about this count function, that it will just count the number of rows, and sum will just return the sum, average will just find the average, and minimum will just return you the minimum value from the set, maximum will return the maximum value. Group concat will just return you the concatenated string, first will return the first value, last will return the last value. We will better understand this when we will do the practical. Okay, so let's get started and let's first of all see about the count and sum function, then we will see rest other also in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so count will just basically count all that how many number of rows are there. It will just do the counting type of thing. Okay, so we have basically created this simple table and it is having this data of the 5 rows. Okay, and let me show you the data, then we will perform all these operations on this single table, then you will better understand this thing. This table is having id, name, occupation, age, city and working hours. So we are going to perform this count operation on this table only. Okay, so suppose first of all we will see the basic example. Okay, basic example. So okay, so in the basic example, suppose that you want to calculate the number of employees available in this table. You want to count the names of the employees, so you can just use the count like this way. I will tell you that how you have to use the count. Okay, so you have to just write select count, and suppose that I want to count the name. Okay, so I will just write the name. Okay, so let me check the name. So name column is there for the name. Okay, so we will write like this way, select count name. Let's zoom and so that it will be clearly visible to select count name. And now we will write the table name. My table name is employee table, and we will just run this, and you can see it is showing five names are there. Why it is showing 5 names? You can see we are having 5 names in the table, 2 to 4 and 5. Okay, and if you will check the data also, then you can see we are having the 5 data. Okay, by this way you can use the count. This is just a basic example I am giving, and after that we will see using with various clauses, group by having clause. Okay, and suppose that you want to count the occupation, so you can just do like this way. Here it is in 5 because we are having all things 5. Okay, so this is just a basic example for counting. Okay? And suppose that you want to count the all rows based on the where clause, so how can we use like this way? So for that we will use the asterisk, select count, and asterisk means all from my table name is employee. Okay, let's correct the spelling for employee. Select count asterisk from employee, and we will put the where clause here. Okay, where clause, having clause, group by clause, order by clause we have seen in the previous session. So if you haven't watched that session, you can watch from the description box for better understanding about these aggregate functions. Okay, where suppose that I am using the age column. Okay, so this is my age column. We will just put age here, where age is greater than let's check the age. Okay, 20. Let's put age is greater than 20. Okay, and let's run this. It will return the value. Okay, you can see 2. It has returned 2, means there are 2 employees whose age is greater than 20 in this table. Okay, and let's verify in the data as well. Okay, let's verify the data and let's see 20 is less than 20. Okay, 20 is less than above by this condition. So greater than 20 we are having this 22, and we are having this 24. We are having the 2 values whose age is greater than 20, so it has returned count as 2. Okay, so by this we can just count. Okay, and suppose that if we will give here any other 19, so it is returning 4. Okay, so we are having the 4 ages employee whose age is greater than 19. For the 19, 1 2 3 4, and this 19 is skipped because we have not written here equals to or greater than. Okay, so this is how you can count all of the values based on where clause. And suppose that you want to count the non-null and distinct rows in the column, so for that also we are having a distinct function in the count. So you can use like this way: select count, and suppose that I want to count the age. Okay, age from employee table. Okay, so let's check. Here we are getting 5 ages. Okay, and here we are having same age for this employee 1, that is Sky, and for the employee 4 we are having the same age, that is 2020. Here let me show you in the table. You can see for the employee 1 20, for the employee 4 2020. So here we are having the data duplicacy. There is data duplicate, 20 is present 2 times, but whenever we are just counting this thing, it is showing 5 times. So for removing this data duplicacy, we have to use the distinct keyword here. Okay, we will use the distinct here, and we will run this, then we will get 4. Okay, it is showing 4. Okay, because it is just removing the data duplicacy. It is showing 1 2 3 4. 20 is already there, so it is just removing the data duplicacy. Okay, so and suppose that you want to count the occupation. Okay, occupation. So for the occupation we are having software engineer 2 times, analyst 2 times. Okay, so let's check like this way. So for the occupation we are having 3 occupation. Okay, it is counting analyst 1 time, SC 1 time, so analyst 1, SC 2, and this developer 3, so we are getting 3. Okay, so by this we can use the distinct function. Okay, so this is just about simple examples. So now let's see this count function with the group by clause. Okay, group by clause with count. Suppose that you want to count the number of cities here. Okay, so you can see we are having Lucknow 2 times, Delhi 1 time, Mumbai 1 time, and Noida 1 time. Okay, so let me tell you a simple example for using this group by clause with the count. Okay, so for that we will just select the city. Okay, and we will just count this thing. We will just select city and we will count this thing from where? From employee table, and we will just group this thing by city, group by city, and we will run this. Okay, you can see Lucknow is coming 2 times, Delhi 1 time, Mumbai 1 time, Noida 1 time. Okay, and if you will check the data in the employee table, then you can see Lucknow we are having 2 times, Delhi 1 time, Mumbai 1 time, Noida 1 time. Okay, so by this way you can just use the group by clause with the count function. This is just a very simple thing. And suppose that you want to use the count function with the having and order by clause, then also let me tell you that thing. Order by and having clause. Okay, we will use all those things in the same query. Okay, order by and having. Okay, so for that suppose that I want to use this thing, select, and we will just select the age. Okay, let's select the age first. Okay, so it will just we are going to do this scenario that employee name it will give who has at least 2 age same, and it will just sort that data on based on some condition. Okay, we will try to do some like this way. Okay, so select we will select age first, and we will just count the age. We will count the age from where I am going to count. I am going to count from employee table, and we will just group this thing, group by, we will just group this by age, and we will use the having here, having count asterisk where age is greater than or equals greater than let's put 15. Okay, where age is greater than 15, and order by count asterisk. So guys, you can see here we are using all of these clauses. We are using group by clause for grouping, having clause for just checking that whether this is present or not, and we are using this order by for just ordering the data, sorting the data based on some ascending or descending order. Okay, so here why we are putting 15, it means that if any of the employees having at least 15 ages same. Okay, so here we will not use 15, sorry, we have written 15 here. Here we will just put 2 here. Okay, so it will just return those employee names who has at least 2 ages same, and they will sort that. Okay, 2 ages same means here we are having age same for this 20 age is same, and 20 means employee id 1 and 4 age is same. Okay, if you will check the data here, you can see for the employee id 1 age is 20, for the employee id 4 age is 20. Okay, so 20 we are having 2 ages same. Okay, so it will just return 2 like this. Okay, let's put here equals to, so where age 2 employees age is matching means 2 employee age is 2 equal, then it will return that thing. Okay, so let's run this and let's see. Okay, you can see 20 age is 2 times, so it is just returning you like this, and else in no any other age is 2 times, so it is not returning that thing. Okay, and if you want to check this thing, then let's insert one more data, and this time let's give this as let's insert this the same data here. Okay, and let's insert this data. You can see data inserted successfully, and if you are going to check the data, you can see we are getting 20 20 23 times. Okay, and now if you are going to run this, then you can see it is showing 3 times. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, so we have seen about count function with in these clauses, with the where clause, with the group by clause, order by clause, and with the where clause. Okay, so this is all about this, and now we have seen about the count function. It is basically counting the number of rows which are just being fetched by the user, and now we will try to do something about sum. Okay, and we will try to just calculate the sum. Okay, so let's do the sum, then rest other functions we will see in the other session. Okay, so for the sum, let's write here sum. So for the sum, we will see first of all basic example. Suppose that I want to sum the working hours, so we will just write like this. We select sum. Suppose that I want to do the sum for working hours, so I will just write like this: working hours, and from where? From employee table. Okay, from employee table, and you can run this. You can see sum of all of the working hour is 54. You can see these working hours, and suppose that you want to give any alias name, so you can give like this way total, and it will show like this. Okay, I have written total, so let's correct the spelling, so you can see total we are getting. Okay, so by this we can find the sum, and this is just a very simple thing. Okay, and if you want to use this with where clause, then you can use this with where clause as well. So for that, let's copy the thing and let's paste here, and we are just going to sum for this, and we will put the where clause here. Okay, where working hours is greater than let's put some condition where working hours is greater than 10. Okay, greater than 10 or equals to 10. Okay? Greater than 10 or equals to 10, so it will do the sum for those working hours only where working hour is greater than or equals to 10. Okay, you can see we are getting 22 here. Okay, and if we are going to check here, so let's check the data, right? Let's write the select query: select asterisk from employee, and let's check for the 10. Okay, so above 10 we are having this 12 and 10 is also included here because we have put this condition greater than or equals to, so 12 and 10 is 22, so we are getting 22 here. Okay, you can see 22 we are getting. So by this we can use the where clause as well. So now let's see this with group by clause. So group by, we will see this thing with group by, how we are finding the sum with the group by. So for that, what we will do, we will select, let's select the id. Okay, let's select the id only, and you can select sum. Okay, now let's do the sum. We will not select anything. Okay, and working hours, and you can give the alias name as total working hour. This is just my alias name, you can give, or you can leave as it is, and this is my table name, and we will just group this thing. Group by, you can just group this thing. Okay, let's use the occupation. Okay, so that we can group by this thing with occupation. We are just going to group this thing with occupation. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, so it will just calculate the total working hours of each employee by using the sum function with the group by clause. Okay, so let's run this and let's see what it is saying. Expression is not functionally independent. Okay, so let's remove this thing. Let's remove id and let's use this thing only. Okay, occupation, and let's run this. You can see we are getting occupation SC and occupation analyst and developer. Developer is my occupation, and these are working hours. Whose are software engineers? Software engineers working hour is 28. Analyst occupation working hour is 16, and developer working hours are 10. Okay, you can just verify the thing from here as well. Okay, so you can see for the software engineer we are having two software engineers, right? So the software engineer 2 means 8 and 12. 12 and 8 is 20, and for the analyst 9 and 7, 9 and 7. Okay, so you can just sum these things and you can get those things. You can see we are getting software engineers 28, analyst 16, developer 10. Okay, let's see for the developer again. You can see for the developer we are having 10, and we are having 3 software engineers, 1 2 3. So 8 and 12 is 20, 20 and 8, 20. That's why it is 28. Okay, so by this way you can use the group by, and in the similar way you can use that having clause as well for the filtering the group with the sum function. Okay, so which will just fetch the data. Okay, so we will just try to perform one scenario which will just calculate the working hours of the all employees, and we will just group them based on their occupation, and it will just return the result whose working hours is greater than any value we will just give. So let's use with having. So for that we will just write the simple query select, and let's select occupation, and we are going to do the sum of working hours, and we are not going to give any alias name. Okay, and this is my table name, and we are just going to group this thing group by, and we are going to group this thing with the occupation, which is having sum of working hours, sum of working hours greater than 10. Okay, we will put this condition. Okay, all things are same. We are selecting occupation in this group by. This much query is same which I have written earlier. Okay, these queries are same. Okay, group by occupation, and this we are using this having for just verifying, means for just filtering. Okay, we use having. Okay, if you don't know about these clauses group by having, then you can watch the session from my description box. We have discussed this thing. Okay, so now it will show you that data where working hour is greater than 10, and it will just group those things with the occupation. You can see for the software engineer 28 and 16 we are having 3 software engineers and 2 analysts. If you can verify from here, let's see, we are having 3 software engineers, 1 2 3. So 12 and 8 is 20, 20 and 8 28, so it is showing 28. And for analyst we are having 2, and we are having developer 1 where working hour is 10, so it is not doing that thing. Okay, because here we have put the condition where working hour is greater than 10. Okay, you can check this thing again. You can see analyst we are getting 16. Okay, why it is showing 16 here? Because let me show you the data first. Okay, as in the analyst you can see we are having this analyst, it is just 9 is less than 10, 7 is also less than 10, but whenever we are doing the sum of this 9 and 7, then it is 16. So 16 is just greater than 10, so that's why it is showing this data. But this 10 is developer, 10 is less than 10 is we have not put the here condition for equals to, na, that's why it is not showing 10. Okay, so this is how you can use the having clause and group by clause with the sum as well. Okay, we have seen this thing. Now we will see about the distinct, then we will end up this session. Okay, let's use that distinct keyword here because there may be some data duplicacy. Okay, so basically distinct keyword is used to remove the duplicate rows from the column name, as we all know. So now we will just remove the duplicate records in this working hours column of the employee table, and then we will calculate the sum. Okay, wherever there is duplicacy. So first of all, let's check the data. You can see here we are having 8 working hour 2 times. So this is just a duplicacy. So we will just count 8 only one time. So for that we have to write the query like this way. So let's copy this thing. Instead of writing again and again, select occupation sum of working hours from employee group by occupation, and suppose that if you will calculate the working hours by this way, then it is showing like this 28, 16 and 10. And if you will use the distinct keyword here, distinct, then it will just remove the duplicacy. Here we are having for the software engineer, let me show you the data. For the software engineer we are having 8 and we are having 8 two times, so it is just showing you a 28. But if you will remove this duplicacy, then it will show you 20. You can see for the software engineer we are having 20, developer 10, analyst 10. Okay, so it is just removing the duplicacy. And if you will remove this distinct keyword, then you can see it is saying 28, because it is just counting another thing, another 8 two times, 8 working hours two times, because it is a duplicate data there. Okay, so this is all about these functions. We have seen about the aggregate functions, and we have seen about using the group by clause, having clause distinct clause with these account and sum. Okay, so that's all for today's session, and now in the next session we will see about another aggregate functions, average, minimum, maximum. Then we will see a group concatenation and this first and last. Okay, so that's all for today's session. If you are having any type of queries or doubt, then you can just ask me in the comment section, or you can ask me on the WhatsApp group. The link for that is given in the description. That's all. Bye, take care of yourself, guys.